Well, can you believe it? The end of summer, it's almost here. That's sad. If I was a student right now, I'd be all kinds of bummed out, to be completely honest with you. But I digress. The new school year is definitely upon us. And with the new school year coming up, that means there's going to be a lot of graduating seniors. And as with the whole graduation process, you got to make sure that you have the smarts to go along with it if you're going to be applying to college. That's why I wanted to call in my buddy old pal that I haven't seen in a minute. And you know what? She was always one of my favorite people to interview when I hosted a lifestyle show for a while. This right here is Tami Doling. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you? It's great to see you.
Oh, it's great to see you as well. And you are an expert when it comes to making sure that students are prepped and ready to go to college by helping them with the ACT. I cannot recall if I ever took the ACT. It's the SAT. Maybe that's the one I did.
Yeah,
Either
yeah,
way,
they're
I can't.
interchangeable.
Interchangeable. Okay, so you work with students primarily, helping them to make sure that they're getting the best score possible when it comes to the ACT. So that's what we're really going to be focusing on today. How'd you get into that whole line of work?
Oh, gosh. I started an organization program for students, and then that kind of led to I had some students that said, "Hey, can you help me prep for this ACT exam?" And I said, sure. And the rest is history. I've been doing it for probably over 10 years now. And I've taken the test myself over 30 times. I take it 3 times a year just to stay up on the strategies and any changes that they make.
You take it several times. I can't imagine. It was painful for me the first time around, but you know what? That's how dedicated you are to the work, and of course helping students get the best score possible. So today you really wanted to talk about what students can start doing now to make sure that they're prepped and ready to go. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right into it, shall we? The first thing
Okay,
that
awesome.
obviously mentioned here is test prep with a professional to learn specific strategies. You're that professional. What's this process look like for a student who's really trying to level up in their studying?
So there are many options that kids have. They can do a self-paced program. They can do a program online. They can work in a classroom setting. I do one-on-one tutoring, and all juniors will be taking the test in the spring for the state of Ohio as part of their graduation requirements. So meeting with a professional or doing some kind of test prep is very important. You wouldn't run a marathon without training. And I don't recommend kids, take the ACT without doing some work beforehand, even just some practice tests, because there are specific strategies that are involved with the ACT. And it's really different than any other kind of test that these students are used to taking.
And so the first thing that, of course, that you mentioned that students need to be doing is do the easy questions first.
Yes. Yes.
What's that mean?
So for the ACT test, you want to get as many questions right as you can. There's no penalty for getting a question wrong, but you want to do those easy questions first. So one of the strategies is just get all those correct answers, and then you can go back if you need to later, if you have time to do some of the harder ones. So do the easy questions first and get all those answers and all those points.
And the next part that you have here is eliminate the wrong answers. And I'm assuming you do that first. So it's almost like a process of elimination, if you will.
Yeah, and this is true of multiple choice tests in general. Many times it is easier to find the right answer by eliminating the wrong answers first. So I always work with students where they're taking it online or on paper I show them how to eliminate the answers and what strategies go with which questions. So it's easy for them to kind of eliminate those wrong answers, and then they can find the right one.
Now, the one thing that I love about you is you always have a really clever way to break things down and make things simple. And obviously, you get that from your other passion, which is helping people organize. So I
Yes.
see how the two go hand in hand, helping students really stay organized in terms of their studying and their extracurricular, making sure that they're doing the things in the right order so that test doesn't become chaos. But the next thing that you have here is choose the letter of the day. So again, I know how your brain works. So really taking things and boiling them down to where you can almost break it up into an acronym, if you will. Or am I leaning too far into that? You tell me.
No, you're right. I mean, the ACT is like a puzzle. And so you have to kind of put all the pieces together, the strategies, the timing, eating a good breakfast, getting a good night's sleep, and then also choosing a letter of the day. So what that means is like a pair. So the way they're set up. So if you're not able to answer all the questions and you do have to guess on some at the end, you want to just kind of fill in, A, F, A, F, A, F down the line, or B, G, B, G, C, H, C, H. I just tell kids to do kind of whatever feels right to them. And so you're still answering those questions and you still have a 25% chance of getting them right. And especially if you do eliminating in the beginning, you might even have a 50-50 chance if you were able to eliminate some.
And if you're doing everything properly and you're making sure that you're taking your guidance and following it to a T, there is no way that you're going to flub up. But the one thing at the end of the day, and again, this is something else that I know is near and dear to your heart, staying
Yeah.
positive and keeping
Yeah.
that mental attitude, at its peak, if you will. So that's the last thing that you have here is making sure that you're staying positive throughout the entire process, from the studying all the way back, all the way up until rather you get the final result of that ACT.
Right. And one of the biggest compliments I get is that, my student didn't mind coming to test prep, which makes me feel awesome. So we try to have fun and we always stay positive. So that mindset is really, really important. And a lot of kids kind of get in their own heads and they worry about things. And what if my score isn't improving? And just being confident and knowing that you've done the prep, you know how to do this, you know how to find the right answers, you have the strategies, you practice the timing. And that last piece of the puzzle is staying positive. And I really focus on, positive affirmations to kind of help them through that long day of test taking.
And I would have to imagine too that the parents play a huge role in this as well. I mean, you're
Yeah.
working really closely with these students, making sure that they're doing things in the right order, staying positive, and making sure that they have the preparation they need going into that ACT test with confidence. But from the parents' perspective, what can parents be doing that's going to help the process even more, whether it's with you, with the student, and just helping, again, the student ace the ACT?
That is a great question. And I get so many calls from parents because they've taken it a while ago, like you, they kind of don't remember, and so many things have changed. Most students take it a minimum of 2 or 3 times. And with test prep, they can increase their score. So a lot of them call me just with questions. What is super scoring? What schools, accept a super score? So I kind of help them navigate that process so they feel more confident as well. And I also tell them, it's not the end of the world. And just for them also to kind of take some pressure off their student and allow them to kind of do their thing and work on it. And so for them to stay positive as well. And, just I'm here to help. So anytime they have a question, I can kind of set their mind at ease, or we can find answers to their questions if I don't have them, and help them kind of find their way as well, because it's new to a lot of parents too.
Yeah. How long is the process typically, Tammy, in terms of when a student comes to you for the first time, all the way up until the very end, to where you're done, you're ready to go, you have everything that you
Yeah.
need to know to put your best foot forward?
So we do offer individual sections, but our complete program includes 2 review sessions in each test, and then a timed practice test, which I kind of refer to as a scrimmage or a dress rehearsal for the actual test. So it is a 12-week program of one-on-one, 1-hour sessions. And I know that kids are really busy. They play sports, they work, they have other commitments. So I'm very flexible, because when the kids come to me and they're not stressed out or they're not missing out on something, they're happier, I'm happier, we have a better outcome. So I work with their schedules and their coaches' schedules to kind of work them in and get them to where they need to be. So whether that is 13, 12 weeks out, once a week, or, sometimes we do twice a week if it's getting closer to that time. So we make sure we get everything in.
Wonderful. And what is the best way for people to get in touch with you so that they can begin the conversation? Say they have a student that's getting ready to go into the upcoming school year and they know, hey, this is something that we need to go ahead and start looking into now. What's the best way for people to start having that conversation with you so they can start putting the pieces in place so everybody's prepared and ready to go?
So we, do schedule in advance for the sessions. So the sooner they call, the better chance they get of getting, the times that work best for them. So they can just email me at Tami, Tami, at greenappletutors.org, or they can give me a call at 937-985-0990. And we can just start from there. They can also text me. We do a lot of texting nowadays. And we also offer not only in person, but we also offer one-on-one via Zoom or Google Meet sessions as well. So they have that option if they want to do something that's online with us too.
Bottom line, you're doing everything you can to make sure that it is an easy, seamless process to help them do the best that they can on the ACT so that they can do
Yep.
the best in life and head off to college with all that confidence they need to, of course, just rock it in college. So
Yes.
anything that I didn't ask that I should have today in terms of making sure that students are prepared and they put this on their priority list to make sure that they go into this test with confidence?
No, I think that really about covers it. The colleges look at your ACT score, but also your GPA, your extracurricular activities, and your essay. So there's a lot of things that go involved in it, but having a good ACT score just kind of opens you up to more merit scholarships and getting into the college you want. So it pays off substantially or exponentially in the long run. So I love working with kids. I love my job. They are all amazing. And I love all my parents too.
And I love you as well. So there's love all
Oh,
around here today. Tami, as always, great seeing you, great chatting with you. And
yes,
then, of
you
course,
too.
if you need Tami's help, she will be sure to guide you along that journey to success for the ACT. Tami, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you for all you do for small businesses, Zach, and the
No,
community. Thanks so much.
it is my pleasure. My pleasure. Have a great day, everybody. And we'll see you next time right here on